Breaking news. Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency Simon Ekpa sent 3-point demand to the federal government of the zoo as protests rage across Nigeria. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's date is 1st of August 2024, and I have a breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from where you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE, has sent a 3-point demand to the federal government of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, as protest rages across the Zoological Republic. So I do not want to talk too much, so let us go together and read the news in details from the official and verified X handle of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And the first one we will be talking about is this. It is no longer news that protest has taken over the zoo. The entire Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom is currently witnessing what is called nationwide protest. But remember that the Biafra land is not involved. Biafra land is not among the places or the areas witnessing the nationwide protest as it stands today. So when they tell you nationwide protest, and that same protest is not happening in the place they call Southeast or Eastern region, the old Eastern region, including where they call South, that means this part of Africa is not among the nation called Nigeria. It's not among. So it has already defined everything. Today has proven to the whole world that we are not among those that they refer as Nigerians. Now, according to the PM, he said, breaking. Once again, Biafrans have spoken in one voice. What other evidence do you need to know that Biafrans have rejected Nigeria? This is today. The evidence is in the public. While the region that believe in Nigeria are protesting end bad governance, Biafra has once again demonstrated that they are not part of Nigeria and cannot protest for end bad governance in Nigeria. This is very simple. This very first and second word from the Prime Minister have completely explained every single thing that you need to know. Today has shown the whole world that it is only freedom that matters to everybody from the old Eastern region of the Zoological Republic, otherwise known as Biafra land. It is open. Why those who believe in one Nigeria are protesting? Biafrans have disassociated themselves, meaning that they have accepted the Biafra government as the only legitimate government they are loyal to. Wow. Wow. This is very, 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 very fantastic, my people. And he continued, over 49 million Biafrans have voted for Biafra self-referendum. Order. It is very, very, very loud. This can further be confirmed by the 100% compliance in no Nigeria protest as ordered by the Biafra government. The Biafra forces are still battling with the terrorist Nigeria Army, Police, and Air Force, etc. in other parts of Biafra today. The result will be out soon. Then he said, our demands are, listen, things are beginning to get dicey now. It is now beginning to get dicey. Listen to the demands. The number one is withdrawal of all Nigeria terrorists, Nigeria Army, Police, and Air Force, and other state terror group from Biafra territory, the 40 United States of Biafra. Wow. Can we pause a little bit and reason with this? Withdrawal of all Nigeria terrorists, which includes Nigeria Army, Nigeria Police, Nigeria Air Force, and other terror groups, which includes the Navy, which now has what they call roadblock or checkpoint in Biafra land. Navy, that's supposed to be in the Atlantic Ocean, now has checkpoints in Biafra. Air Force has checkpoints in Biafra. NCDC or whatever they call them, road safety, all of them, including Ebubago, although we have decimated them, but their remnants are still mounting roadblock where they think that the Biafra Liberation Army is not, located. But we'll get to them. Now, number 2, accept the Biafra self-referendum, which recorded over 49 million votes so far. We are not begging the zoo to accept it. It's either you accept it or you leave it. But the world has already known that over 49 million Biafrans have already voted in this very ongoing Biafra self-referendum. Then number 3, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Unconditionally. In case you didn't see, let me highlight it. Unconditionally. This one, we cannot negotiate it. Although there is none of these 3 demands can be negotiated. But you see this one, the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, nobody's talking about it, is going to remain like that. Even others will remain like that. In fact, 3 of them will remain like that until Biafra exits the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Now, on the second update, he said, Biafrans are not protesting for Nigeria terrorist state, and Biafrans are not sitting at home today. Tomorrow being the 2nd August 2024, all Nigeria government facilities will be shut down, including movements. All federal roads will be shut down. Nothing will go in and nothing will go out as long as Biafra land is concerned. Our demands are just 3 things. Our demands are just 3 things, just like as I read before. Number 1, withdrawal of all Nigeria terrorists, which includes Nigeria Army, Nigeria Police, and Nigeria Air Force, etc., from Biafra territory, whether you like it or not. You must withdraw them or else they will perish in Biafra land. It is a promise, not a threat. Number 2, accept our self-referendum, which recorded over 40 million votes already. And number 3, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Unconditionally. This is very, very powerful and, of course, critical. Now, the last but not the least. The Prime Minister continued, he said, the Caliphate are not happy with the development from Biafra land today, 1st of August 2024. He said, the Nigeria media have been lying to them for the past 2 years, hiding the second Biafra war from them. This particular development of not joining Nigeria protests is a big statement from Biafra people. My Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, is not just a big statement, as you said, but it's also a big blow to the zoo government. Let me explain something here. People do not understand. The Nigerian people are protesting against the government, right? But for Biafrans, not joining the protest is a big blow to the government. Can you imagine that? Imagine the misery. This is a misery, isn't it? This is a misery. And I will do everything humanly possible to go live. If I don't make it this night, I will go live tomorrow between morning and afternoon to explain this. I'm not going to explain it now because of my time. I want this very broadcast to last for 10 minutes alone. It's a great misery that Nigerians are protesting against the government, but Biafrans are not protesting, and the government is not comfortable with it. Remember that the protest is against the government, but Biafrans are not protesting yet. The Nigerian government is not comfortable with it, that Biafrans are not joining the Nigerians to protest against the government, against itself. It is a big blow to them. It has disorganized them. It has made them uncomfortable. Remember, the protest alone has already disorganized them. It has already made them uncomfortable. But Biafrans not joining the protest has destroyed them. And they are not happy with it. They would have preferred that Biafran people join the protest, even though they are uncomfortable with the protest. I will explain that tomorrow or late this night when I go live. If I can make it, I will let you know. If we get now, so the Prime Minister has demanded 3 points from the zoo, and these points must be fulfilled before we begin to have any conversation. The number one, withdrawal of the zoo terrorists, which includes the army, police, and of course the Air Force and others. And number two, accept our self-referendum, the Biafra self-referendum, whether you like it or not, you must accept it. Why the number three is the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know the reason why I said whether they like it or not, they must accept it? Do you know why? It is because of this. It is because of this. Keep an eye on the Biafra self-referendum. ORB International. This ORB International is one of the top media outlets in the United Kingdom. One of the top. Those of you that live in UK and you are listening to me right now, I want you to tell us how famous and the relevance of this very media house in the United Kingdom, ORB International. They have come to Biafra land to investigate what is going on in our land concerning the Biafra self-referendum. And they are telling the entire world now to keep an eye on the Biafra self-referendum because something is happening there. Even though the media has refused to announce it, the media has refused to propagate it, the media has refused to show it to the world because they don't want the world to see that people are voting on self-referendum yet. It is happening and it's real. It is real because they have come here and do what is called investigative journalism. And they've gotten first-class information about what is happening on ground. They went back to their home in UK and they said, keep an eye on the Biafra self-referendum. So I'm going to explain all these things and of course bring the article in full during my live broadcast. Thank you, my people. And make it go viral.